Hey nerdy knitters, have you ever been knitting a shawl and you really wanted to know why the shawl was constructed the way it was? Well, we've been breaking down different ways to create shawl shapes, and in this video we're going to look at 2 more ways to create half circle shawls using wedges and spirals. We'll look at how you can use these 2 construction methods to create your own unique shawls. Before we do, I just want to say, hey, I'm Tanya here at Nerdy Knitting. I'm a certified knitting instructor and a knitwear designer, and my goal is to help you become a confident, adventurous knitter. Now let's start with a wedge shawl. If you've ever knit a top-down triangle shawl, a wedge shawl is almost exactly the same. Now a top-down triangle shawl has you working increases along the edges and then an increase along the spine. It's really 2 triangles that are used to create one larger triangle. And in the same way, if you add another shape in there, another triangle, then you end up with a half circle instead and you get this wedge shawl shape. But you can actually work more than those 3 wedges. You can work 5, even more wedges if you wanted to. But we'll start with a basic 3 wedge half circle shawl. Now if you look at this little shawl here, you can see the increases are worked at the edges, just like a top-down triangle shawl. But instead of working those central increases along one central spine, they're divided, and that gives the shawl its wedge shape. And it all starts with casting on and working a few setup rows, just like you would with a top-down triangle shawl. In the example here, I worked a garter tab and I planned on working a 3-stitch garter edge with the stockinette body for the shawl. So after you work your tab and you've picked up your stitches, you have to work some setup rows. And every right side row follows the same pattern. You increase by 4 stitches that are evenly spaced, 1 at each edge and then 2 within the 2 central markers. And then the wrong side rows establish your pattern. In this swatch, I used garter stitch along the edge, but then I purled the body of the shawl on the wrong side rows to give it a stockinette stitch background. This is something that's really simple to change. If you want a garter stitch body, then just knit every single row. Now that's all there is to a wedge-shaped shawl. So if you don't like a triangle shawl, but you like the way a top-down triangle shawl is constructed, try a wedge shawl instead. You'll get that half circle shape instead of a triangle, simply by moving those increases. Instead of increasing on either side of a central spine, you'll divide them and create an extra wedge in the middle, and that gives us a half circle shape instead of a triangle shape. And once you've worked those first 2 rows, you've set up the pattern. You will just knit whatever fabric you want for your edge stitches, for the body of the shawl, working your increases at each edge and then wherever you've placed those markers. And then on the wrong side rows, you maintain whatever your stitch patterns are. That's all there is to it. Now, if you want to use a stitch pattern that's a little more complicated beyond stockinette or garter stitch, then you might want to chart it out first. And this is what a chart would look like for this shawl shape. You can see we have those 3 stitches along each side. That is our garter stitch edge. And then each section of the shawl, each of those wedges, that's how they are shaped. You can see the yarn overs and then the body of the shawl. And that is where you would put in your stitch pattern. Whatever stitch pattern that interests you or you'd like to give it a try, you would just pop it right into that chart to see how it would look. If you'd like to learn more about adding a stitch pattern to a shawl shape, I have a whole video all about the different ways you can do that. You can check it out right here. Now to see this shawl construction in action, look at Winter Wonderland by Kristen Kapur. It has a stockinette body worked in stripes and then that lace edging, and you can see one of the increased lines worked right there to create that shawl shape. Now you can also create a half circle shawl using a swirl pattern instead of this wedge shape pattern, just by staggering how the increases are worked. Now instead of working our 4 increases at set points, we are shifting them by 1 stitch on every right side row, and that gives us that swirl shape. Now it begins just like any other top-down shawl. You can cast on a few stitches right away and start with your setup rows, or you can use a tab like a garter tab or an I-cord tab. Now after working that setup row, you're ready to begin your right side row, and every right side row follows the same basic pattern. You're increasing by 4 stitches that are evenly spaced and shifting by 1 stitch every right side row. Then you would work another wrong side row following whatever stitch pattern or fabric you're trying to create. In my example, I'm using my I-cord edging and then purling across for the stockinette body. And then we have our next right side row, another increase row. We're knitting those edge stitches, we're working an increase, and now instead of knitting 1, we're going to knit 2, work an increase, knit 2 until the end of the row. And then you would repeat this process. On the next right side row, you're going to increase and then knit 3, increase knit 3 across the row, and then on your next right side row, you're going to increase knit 4, increase knit 4. That's all there is to it. On your wrong side rows, you're just maintaining your edge stitches, maintaining the fabric for the shawl body. Then on the right side rows, you're maintaining your edge stitches again, working an increase, and then working a number of stitches, adding one more stitch each time to those sections to create that swirl shape. And it can feel like it's hard to keep track of when that shawl starts to grow and you've got 20 or more stitches in each of those sections. But instead of having to count the stitches and make sure I'm working one extra stitch, I use the yarn overs to make sure I know where I am in the pattern. Now for an example of this shawl in action, look at Stracciatella by Madeleine Windsor. Now you can see the swirl shape there with the increased lines, those yarn overs, and then lots of fun going on here with some texture in there and lots of pretty colors. That's just one example of how you could knit a swirl shawl. Now for both of these, you just follow those same two right side and wrong side rows, following the different construction method. And you just keep going until the shawl is as big as you want, and then bind off using a stretchy bind off and wash and block your shawl. That's all there is to it. Now, if you want to dive deeper into either one of these shawl construction methods, I have some free printables, one for each of these, that you can download to give these shawl constructions a try for yourself. And there are actually more ways to make half circle shawls. If you'd like to learn what those construction methods are, take a look at this video right here.